Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Robert Kelly, aka the Dude, aka the King of Zoom. Thanks for checking out the Calta and Kelly YouTube page. We hope you like what we're putting up there. Make sure you go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly and sign up over there, because every week we put a show, an extra show. Friday show, only Patreon. And we also have the JO party on Saturday night, only Patreon. That means you, all the fans, get to come into a Zoom and hang out with us and all the other ladybugs. And it's a blast. So we also let you watch all the shows live. YKWD live, all the Calta and Kelly's live, unedited, all go on the Patreon. And you also get the 10-minute extra YKWD every week goes on there, along with Live from the Shed, one-on-ones, Tech Talk with Bobby and Friends. There's so much content up there. And you know what? It's all for what? A price of a cup of coffee. $5 gets you in the door. And you're going to love it. So make sure you go over there, patreon.com/Robert Kelly. And here's another little thing I want you to do. If you like this content we're putting up, subscribe and like. That's it. Just hit the little button, subscribe, so you know when we got a new show out, and then like it so we know you like what we're doing. Okay? That's it. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. Subscribe and like. Now, enjoy the show.
Are you ready to downsize? At Tiny Homes of Maine, our team works together to design and construct any custom mobile space unique to you, all while working within your budget. Contact us today at tinyhomesofmaine.com. We're committed to you.
Right down from your belly. So get in here, you half a queer. It's time for Calta and Kelly.
That's for you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I am Calta. That is Mush. And our friend Rich Voss is back with fantastic lighting today.
Oh, is it better?
The lighting's good. The volume's good. I liked it. I gotta be honest with you, this last week made me realize we really don't need Bobby.
It took you this long?
I mean, I was a little intimidated in the beginning. I don't know a lot of the comedians, but fuck them now.
Well,
Fucking Aruba Joe.
I think you met me or knew me before you knew Bobby.
Well, this is true. This is very true. I'm trying to think. I knew you, Ralphie,
yeah,
Heffron, all you last comic guys I knew on my own. And Bobby just kind of fucked up our relationship. Once he entered, we didn't really talk for a while. So, if anything, he's fucking things up.
Well, you know, it's funny. I did see you in New York it was years ago.
I remember it was at Gotham. I went to see Ralphie at Gotham. And when I left, I ran into you and Bonnie. You were coming home from a gig.
Where do we see you? Outside Gotham or outside the Comedy Cellar?
No, that was outside of Gotham. I remember because I was surprised that you remembered me because we had really only met like once before, and you'd been on my show on the phone a bunch of times. And then Bonnie was there, so I was excited about that. And then that was the time we ran into each other.
And your wife was with you.
My wife was with me. Yeah,
your wife's from North Plainfield, right?
She is.
I wonder if she would know a lot of people I know, but she's a lot younger than me.
She's 42. And I don't think she would because she just wasn't like she moved here pretty young. So she really hung out there and never went out there. First time I told you that, you were like, what's her name? I might know her. Like you were like, I might have fucked her back in the day.
I didn't say that.
No, but it was creepy the way you said it. You were like, I might know her.
No, that's not my style. Maybe finger bang, but not. I would never say.
Which is probably likely.
Real quick, I was on the show the other night. And I don't know why I forgot because I haven't been doing this that much. I'm at Side Splitters April 29th through May 1st.
I knew you were coming. I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah, April 29th through May 1st. But I didn't plug it because I haven't been going on the road in a year doing radio where it comes natural. You know what I mean? I'm just doing like a lot of local shit that I don't want to plug because I don't want people to know I'm working in, that driveway or that fucking tree house or something.
Tree house. That's my thing. I'm opening a comedy tree house. That's great.
But, Side Splitters is such a great club. So April 29th through May 1st. Anyhow.
So Side Splitters, just so you know, and everybody else, it's pretty much functioning like it's like there's not like they do everything the right way as far as CDC goes and stuff, but they're just operating normal and they've had no problems and they're having great crowds. Even like Stuttering John came in.
Whoa, how'd they get him? Go ahead.
But he came in on a Wednesday for a one night show.
Uh-huh.
And nobody knew about it. And they said he said, you know, in the morning, he was like, I think we sold like 5 tickets. He goes, I don't know who's going to show up. And then he was on my show for an hour and they said that he packed the place. So people just need to know that places are open. They even Stuttering John will pack a place because they want to get out and do stuff. And Florida's getting out and do stuff. So it's worth it for people to come, for you guys to come down here and do some shows.
Well, I'm just fucking around. He's a good guy, Stuttering John.
Yeah.
He's actually really a cool dude. I haven't seen him or talked to him in years. Anyhow,
he is, Rich, he's a nice guy, and I used to love Howard, and I'm pretty critical of people who shit on people who are good to them. But man, when you listen to that guy and you listen to the stories and the way they fucked him over, and the way they just vilify somebody when they leave, and it's like a cult. It's like he tried to leave a cult, and he got fucking blackballed for it. It's pretty shitty. It made me really. I like the way Howard handled the Artie situation. Artie's a fucking mess. What are you going to do? You can't trust a guy who's still a drug addict. And you know that better than anybody. You know that you got to let someone go. But John, they really fucked John over a lot. And he's not like bitter about it. He's like, hey, it is what it is. I'm just trying to move on with my life. So I enjoyed having him on the show.
I have nothing bad to say about Stern or Sirius because that's my money. And I listen to Stern all the time. But behind the scenes, you know, there's 2 sides to every fucking story, too. You know, you're hearing John's side, you know, and you're not hearing Stern's side. Whatever, you know. Listen.
I'm not trying to I don't like Howard's show because even he admits he's changed and he's got all. It's just not for me anymore. But good for him. He's still the greatest to have done it of all time. He was a huge influence on me. Without him, there's not a lot of us. So I'm not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
But I also know a lot of people who've worked in that organization, and John's story seems to hold up. And again, it's not even the way he just treated John. It's the way he treated Scott the engineer and Scott when his wife was dying. And I just don't like that kind of shit. But that also just it's me saying we're just 2 different types of people. I'm not, he obviously is doing things the right way. And, I'm not criticizing him. Just my personal opinion has changed over the years. So that's all.
I never met one time. I'll tell you, I was in a building. He walked down the hall past me. He said hello.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like really, like I meet a lot of fucking people in this business. And I'm never really like, whoa, or intimidate. Not into, like starstruck or.
Right.
Like when I met Bon Jovi, I was like, holy, like Bon Jovi walks around like there's angels following him. He's got this aura. You know what I mean? And
you're totally right.
He's got these angels just following him around. Ooh. And I met people that have done that to me. Stern, when he walked by, I said hello. I was kind of like, I felt like a fat chick.
But here's the thing with Stern. First of all, he's an icon. He's not just famous. He's an icon. Yeah. And he's 6'6" or whatever he is.
Yeah.
And he's got the hair. So, and then he dresses. So he's a rock star. You see a giant rock star. When I met him, I was giddy too. Yeah. And I had met him and Howie Mandel within like a half hour of each other. And Howie, they germaphobe, don't shake his hand or whatever. And I went up to Howie. I go, hey, I'm Mike Calta. You were just on my show the other day. He's like, oh, he turned around, he shook my hand. I went, holy shit. And to this day, he's like, I don't remember doing that. I'm like, you absolutely did. Then a little while later, Howard comes by and they go, Howard, this is Mike. And he goes, hey, Mike. And I go to fist bump him because I know he doesn't like to shake hands. Well, he was putting his hand out to shake my hand and I fist bumped him. So I punch his hand. So then he slaps my hand and punches it back. It was like the best moment ever. It was very brief, but that was it. He was super nice. Nice guy.
When I was in Montreal 2 years ago, Howie was there and he goes, hey, Vos or something. And my first thing is, you know me? Yeah. Like, just like I was in a restaurant, Vince Vaughn came up and said, hey, you're funny or whatever. And you're surprised that these fucking people know, like, when you have the self-esteem of a worm and then somebody, like comes up or, I was at the Oscars sitting with all the comics at the governor's ball some guy walks up to me with a fucking Oscar in his hand around all the other writers comics. He goes, "Hey, you're a funny dude." I didn't know. I'm like, well, I felt good because all the other comics were staring. I'm like, fuck off. But you know,
who was
like,
it? Do you know?
huh?
Do you know who it was?
I think he was the writer or director for, I think, that movie Sideways that won that year.
Yeah.
So
I get a lot of that because, like you're on stage and you don't know who's out there,
yeah,
and you don't know who's watching your specials. It's on TV. It's you know, especially now in this last year where people have been trapped home, they're watching more shit than they've ever watched before. I've interviewed some people. Like Sarasota is not our radio market, but we're number one in Sarasota. Like we bleed over there so strong. So a lot of rich people live in Sarasota. A lot of rock stars. Joe Perry lives there. Brian Johnson lives there. Robert, what's his name from Zeppelin? Robert Plant lives there.
wow.
So all these people live there, and I don't know. So one time we have what's his name? Yeah, the James Woods. James Woods is getting an award from some Ringling College bullshit thing. So I reach out to them. I go, "Hey, can we get him on the phone for a couple of minutes?" They were like, "Well, ask." So they asked him, and they said, "Yeah." He said he'll do it. So they wanted me to submit a bunch of questions. So I just made up 10 quick questions, sent them over, and then had no intention of asking any of those questions. And then I get him on the phone and I start bullshitting with him. He was hilarious. And then I get halfway through and I go, "Hey, they told me to submit questions." And he's like, "Who?" I go, "I don't know. I guess your people." And he started laughing. He's like, "I wouldn't have done this show if I don't like this show." I go, "How do you like this show?" He goes, "I live here. I listen to the show." I was like, "Get the fuck out." Stephen King wrote a book and mentioned the station and everything in the book. Because he lives in Sarasota. I don't read a lot of Stephen King shit, but people called me up and they were like, he mentions 102.5 The Bone, driving through, listening to classic rock on the station. I was like, that's awesome.
It's so weird because, like, in radio, I've sat next to J.J. Abrams, to Kevin Smith, to what's his name from Pulp Fiction, who directed
Quentin
Tarantino, and it's like, whoa, you fuck around. But when Gary Oldman came in, I was like, whoa. For some reason,
yeah, that's a big deal.
There's certain, I can't. Sarah, you're in Sarasota. Maybe that guy will start fucking using me again. I used to play golf with him. I did.
Dude.
It's so funny when I worked clubs, like back then, when that's probably 15 years ago or whatever. I was making stupid money because it was after Last Comic, and I was more fucking aggressive or offensive on stage. You know what I mean? So all they remember back is, well, 15, you know what I mean? We pay. And, if you don't grow as a comic in 15 fucking years, then you're doing something, you're just stagnating, and I like that guy that owned that club. I forget the name of it.
Les McCurdy.
Yeah. I used to play golf, McCurdy's Comedy Club.
So they haven't been open, and I heard they're losing their asses. And
it's sad.
It is sad because, like, I tried to buy Side Splitters last year, and Bobby Jewell is just selling it for too much money, and it was just a bad deal. But Brian, who has it now, he deserves it, and I think he's doing great with it. He's even opening up another smaller place. But we got to find out what's up with McCurdy's, because especially if they're hemorrhaging money, I'll fucking scoop in and buy that place now. I mean, that's what I want to do after I retire, is run a comedy club.
It's funny, if you own a club, can I work it? You would probably go send me a tape. And a fucking idiot. So certain people you meet, I'll tell you who else I met. I was opening for Paul Mooney, and Malcolm X's daughters were there, or one of them or two of them. And I met him at the bar. I don't know if it was one or two. It might have been just one. And I was like, holy fuck. This is Malcolm X. I mean, there's a difference between celebrity and history.
History, yeah.
Yeah, this dude's in history. But I just watched a movie last night where a guy played Malcolm X. He did pretty good at it too. One Night in Miami or something.
Yeah.
Regina King directed it. So, you meet certain people, and you're like, maybe because they're so good at what they do. You know what I mean? I'm not that way with athletes. Like, I'm not that way with athletes or an MMA person, even though they're great at what they do.
It's not your thing.
It's not, I guess when a musician, I would be, Gabby's dad I wasn't starstruck, but I could talk to him for hours.
Me
'Cause
too.
He's got all those fucking stories. He's the
And he's such a
keyboard
nice
player.
and he's such a nice, personable guy. You
Yeah.
want to ask him everything, you know?
Yeah, and he comes to watch the show, so he knows me. He knows my wife. His wife knows us. You know, we've hung out. But you can listen to those stories.
Yeah.
Listen. Over the weekend I was supposed to headline a place, and they moved my date and brought Dice in, and I opened for Dice. I could sit and listen to fucking Dice for hours. Dice was the biggest act at one time. I mean, selling out arenas, huge. In Woody Allen movie, in fucking, just movies on vinyl. He was great on vinyl.
He was that Day the Laughter Died thing was, in my lifetime that had never been done before. People walking out, cursing out, like that was the shit. I never liked Dice. Like in the beginning when they first came out, everybody liked Dice's nursery rhymes and all that. But when you get to see Dice do a real stand up, he's a fucking genius. I mean, he's great.
And his stories. I mean, I'll tell you, I did club in North Carolina, Good Nights, and Jimmy Walker was hosting. I was headlining. He was just in town. He hosted some shows, I guess, a celebrity. And then he loves Walmart. We both like, so we went to Walmart together. But we're driving for a while. His fucking stories. This is Jimmy Walker. You think, but this guy was around with Pryor.
Yeah.
He was there in the beginning, at the Comedy Store.
Problem with Jimmy Walker is when you get him on the radio or on a podcast, he doesn't want to tell those stories. He wants to be a conservative news talk guy, and he feels like if he talks about good times that he gets pigeonholed to be that guy. But that's it. That's what you are. But they built that show around him and Freddie Prinze and those guys. They were building sitcoms around those guys.
Well, I didn't ask about. He was just telling me about stories about Pryor or Gabe Kaplan. Just being around these fucking major people. I didn't give a fuck about good times. I wanted to hear stories about Pryor and you know what I mean, and back in the day. Because the story I heard, I never asked him this, and maybe I did. If I did, I forgot. But the story I heard, like Bill Cosby set up this big showcase for Pryor in Vegas, and all this industry was there or whatever. And Pryor came out and he was like a clean act. And like after like a minute or two, he said, "Fuck this," and walked off. He realized this is not what I do.
Right.
And I heard Jimmy Walker was a dirty comic. This is what I heard. I don't know. And Gabe Kaplan said, "You got to become a clean comic. You can't be." So it was like Jimmy Walker was dirty, became clean, and got, what's happening. And Pryor became Pryor.
Yeah.
And that's what. Listen, you hear these stories, you're like, whoa, that's fucking. So I'm sure I asked him. He probably told me.
What's the deal with Mooney?
What? Why are you laughing? Because I don't remember.
It's a lot of the stories have been. There was a story back then, but you never actually tell the stories. It's been
what story? I just told it that Pryor was clean comic, and
okay.
Isn't that the story?
No, anyway, don't worry about it.
No, tell me.
There's a lot of guys have stories, but you haven't told a lot of the stories. And so I'm like waiting for the story because these stories sound amazing.
That Jimmy
we're not actually getting to them. Yeah.
Oh, what Jimmy Walker told me?
Yeah.
No, you fucking idiot. I don't know the stories. What I'm saying is it was cool to be with him because he was telling me great stories.
Right.
I don't what am I, fucking audio books, and I'm supposed to remember these stories? All I know is he told me good stories. All right. Now, whatever. So anyhow, you fucking jackass. So here's a story of Freddie Prinze that somebody told me 6 years ago. I don't remember. I just saying that he had remarkable stories from that era. Do you get what I'm saying?
I was with you, yeah.
Were you waiting for a story too? Don't tell me if you were waiting for a story because you're not going to get one because I don't remember any.
I gotta be honest, I stopped listening about 10 seconds into it.
He told me about Jimmy Walker told me the story about this producer from San Antonio that was trying to break through and become a middle. And he was just struggling. And right when he was to get his big break to middle, the first snowstorm in Texas happened, and they canceled the show. And he just
missed his middle break.
He missed his middle break, and he just went back and ate 3 tubs of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. That's a story I heard. I don't know if it's true.
You say that, but he discovered Dustin Ibarra here in San Antonio.
Who discovered what?
Jimmy Walker found Dustin Ibarra, this guy who's on the Goldbergs, had some ABC pilots.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
he discovered him?
He worked with them at a college.
Oh, was he working there with Leif Erikson?
Donny Osmond.
No.
Leif Erikson was an explorer. You're thinking of Leif Garrett.
Yeah, you fucking moron. Leif Erikson was an explorer. Okay. He discovered the other side of you.
I have a longtime friend who was my producer for a while, and we call him Moose. And he reminds me of Mush so much. And a lot of times I call Mush Moose because they look like each other, they act like each other. Moose fell today. He was leaving his house, and he turned, and his fat foot in a flip flop caught a hole in the ground, and he fell, and it all got captured on his Ring doorbell. Oh my God. I have been having the best day. It's got 10,000 views on my Instagram. If you want to pull it up at some point, I don't care. It's so he's too fat for flip-flops is the problem. He's the best. Like, he is just one of those guys where, like, if you said describe him in one word, I would just go, ugh. That's his whole life. And to watch him fall and like almost cry, and it'd be crystal clear. Oh, it's just made my day today. Today's been wonderful. And what is it about Walmart? So I had to go send a FedEx package today, and the closest FedEx to me was inside Walmart. So my son was with me, and he wanted to wait in the car. I was like, I'll be 2 seconds. So I ran in there. It was already packaged up. I just handed it to him. I was like, thanks. And then I was like, meh, I'm in Walmart. Let me look. I didn't need a fucking thing in the world, but I could not leave without walking around a little bit.
Is he frozen up?
No, me?
Yeah. Okay. No.
No. I was saying I fucking went in Walmart. I ended up leaving with a basketball. We got like 9 basketball. I just couldn't. Like, a basketball was $8. How could I not buy it? I don't know. It was a total addiction.
I go there all the time, and I hate the whole idea of Walmart. I just hate it, and it's just to get out of the house. Where else do you go? You go, I'm going to Walmart.
There's a better store.
What, Target?
I don't know if they have it up there. It's called Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah, well, they don't have it. I've been to Hobby Lobby on the road. I don't think there's any around here. They're very right wing, aren't they?
That's what my wife said. I don't give a fuck. I'm not talking politics, but if I want to go in there and buy pipe cleaners and a Batman poster and some wooden tables, they had anything you could ever need in your life was in this Hobby Lobby today.
Yeah. Well, I was going to. I told this. This is on one of my CDs. It's a true story. Let's look at this first.
You got volume on this, Mush? Because you could hear him writhing in pain.
Oh, 1 second. Let me get the volume on there.
This is so great. I want to warn you now. Ring doorbells record 30 seconds at a time. So right when he's about to fall, it stutters for a second, but it captures him lateral, and it's so fucking great. Here you go.
Damn it!
Oh my God. This makes me so fucking happy. And just to add to them, this guy has 11 cats.
Oh, who would why? This is so mean, but why is it funnier when fat people fall over skinny people?
There's no denying that it is. It's fucking great. Fat people have such momentum. I was playing football with my son in the front of the house, and we were like pretending to tackle each other, and he pushed me back, and I started walking backwards so I didn't fall, like to catch my fall, and I couldn't do it, and I just kept walking faster and faster. I think I went back 2 days just running backwards. It was fucking crazy. The momentum that goes with the move it's rough to overcome.
I was walking down the street with a bunch of friends once. We were high, but I fell, just tripped and all that, and I go, join me. I wanted to be here. Come on down. Here's a great Walmart story. I told on my seat. It's a true story. You know how you save? Like here, I got, matter of fact, my change jar where you throw your coins in. You know what I mean? And
For those of you old people who still have coins.
Yeah. Do you think like, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, do you wonder if Bradley Cooper has a coin jar, or
No, he does.
does Chris Rock, does Kevin Hart? Anyhow, so my coin jar was full, and I go to my daughter, come on, let's go to the bank and we'll cash it, and we'll go somewhere and get some whatever. So I go to the bank. They don't have the machine there anymore, so it's at Walmart.
Right.
So I had it in the trunk of my car. So I pull up, my kid and I get out. Right as I'm lifting it out of the trunk and turning, some guy goes, "Rich Voss, how's it going?" Right? So I'm going.
Not too good. Trying to pay the electric bill.
I go, not as planned, right? So then this is how low my self-esteem is.
Thank you.
He gets in his truck, and as me and my daughter walk, I go to the window because I know he's going to go on Twitter, and he also. I go, listen, this is my daughter's change. I'm going to get her a bike. She goes, no, it's not. It's not mine. And I'm like,
fucking rat.
Hey, little rat. I go, I don't know. That's not my kid right there. I don't know that kid. Me and my wife were in the dollar store. And some guy goes, Rich Voss, what's going on? In the fucking dollar store.
People say that to me all the time. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing in Walmart?" I'm shopping like a human being. What do you think? What do you think? I'm gonna go buy something for $20 more just because I can? The fuck out of here!
Yeah, it's so fucking. My kids, my older daughter, once, when I was single, I had my kids. She was like 7 years old, and we're at the drugstore, and she's looking at candy as I go to pay the cashier, and I'm talking to the girl behind the counter. She was really pretty, and I'm flirting with her. And I go, look, I'm too old for you. And my daughter, without looking up or missing a beat, goes, believe you me, he is old. He's fucking 7 years old, little fucking cockblock.
Yeah. Fucking kids. I had a girl come up to me at a store one day. She recognized me and she wanted to take a picture. And I was like, oh, cool, And when normally people see me, they just say hi. I'm in the neighborhood. They don't care. This chick was excited and she gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And I was like, what's up? Fucking not. And then my daughter didn't say a word the entire time. The minute we walked in the house, some girl kissed daddy at the store today. Fuck. I was like, you didn't even know you saw it.
I wasn't. I know. I wasn't supposed to give my younger daughter chocolate or something. I don't know. And I gave it to her. And then we're going. I said, hey, you guys, let's keep this. I'm dropping them off at my ex-wife. I go, don't tell. The second we walk in the door, my older daughter, Mommy, Daddy gave Ellen chocolate without fucking saying anything. They're like, kids are the biggest snitches. They love snitching on anybody. I mean, to the other spouse. They just love it.
Yeah, my problem now is I never had it. Like, what do you have? 2 older daughters or 1 older daughter?
2 older, 28 and 30.
So my daughter's 8, and she's the fucking best thing in the world. The only problem I have with her, and I've never done anything to me. I've never disciplined her. She never did anything really to get disciplined. Yeah. But the one thing she won't stop doing is she won't stop shitting and not flushing the toilet.
Oh, my kid does that all the time.
She shits like a 30-year-old man. And I walk in and it stinks. And I look, I go, what's going on in here? I look down and I'm like, God damn. And she's little. So every time she eats, she shits. And she's shitting in 3 different bathrooms and not flushing. I'm like, look, I'm going to have to figure out a way to punish you for not flushing the toilet, you fucking stink bomber. She's ruining everything.
Yeah, flush the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
My daughter, I want to do maybe a 2 or 3 part series. How she tells me how bad the Beatles stink, right? And she goes, I could write these songs. Oh, are they written by a 5th grader? So yesterday she was listening to with me to Octopus's Garden. I like to be under the sea. So she took her poem, right, that she wrote in 5th grade, a poem. Then she wrote, I like to be under the sea in the Octopus's Garden in the sun. And she goes to my wife, listen to these poems I wrote, and she read both of them, and my wife goes, "You're great." And then she goes, "One's the Beatles." I want to hold your hand. She goes, "I want to hold your hand." Who wrote these? Great.
But she has to understand. But I get in this fucking argument all the time
Yeah.
with guys, with musicians and stuff. Like guy Galvin, who I do the show with, hates the Beatles. He's like, I understand their significance. He goes, but I don't like them, and I don't think they did anything special. And I go, yeah, but you don't understand. Without them, you don't have any of this stuff. You don't have the Beatles. I mean, you don't have the Led Zeppelins. You don't have the Doors. You don't have any of it. So they came in and went through the whole gamut of everything, and they're still doing it now. Some of them.
Well, first of all, "Let It Be" is one of the best songs ever fucking written.
Yep.
You know, "Helter Skelter." I mean, yeah, they were in the beginning bubblegum, but that's what was. There was no heavy fucking rock back then. There was no, like the closest probably was what, the Stones when they came out.
They were bubblegum, but they were bubblegum influenced by black music that wasn't really getting the airplay that it should. And they ended up writing. Now they're bubblegum, but how many bubblegum bands, boy bands, get what? 4 hits, 6 hits,
and
they
they're
have fucking
done.
20 years of hits.
Yeah, Leif Garrett, the Explorer.
One song, Leif Garrett.
Yeah.
One song, and he'll be lucky if he ever makes Battle of the Network Stars again.
Yeah, so I mean, but some of the Beatles songs too, as they found their voice and grew older and more, fucking Revolution, Imagine.
Yeah.
They were a good representation of what was happening in the world and the changes that a person goes through from being a kid to being an adult. I mean, Paul McCartney's still making music and still, 80 years old or whatever he is.
Yeah, you're not hearing from the Bay City Rollers anymore.
That's right.
No. And fucking the Temptations in one of their songs mentioned the Beatles in "Ball of Confusion." The Beatles knew records of gas, and the only safe place to live is on an Indian reservation. That's part of the verse. It's the Beatles. But
by the way, do you know why that's in the Temptations? Did you see that documentary that's on HBO every once in a while? It's about Motown. It's Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson on most of it, but they interview everybody that was in the Temptations. Were the first band to knock the Beatles out of number one. The Beatles had 5 number one songs, and the Temptations were the first person to come in and knock them out. And the Beatles wrote them a letter saying congratulations. So they always had that relationship.
What's that? It was probably "Get Ready."
I think it was "My Girl."
"My Girl." I think at one point, I meant "My Girl." It doesn't matter. At one point, was the number one most played song in the history of history.
Yeah.
In movies, in commercials. I could be lying about that, but at one point,
there's no way to fact check you.
I'm going to watch that Motown. Smokey Robinson wrote a lot of the Temptations. He wrote tons of Motown songs.
You got to watch. I forgot the name of it, but if you just Google Motown documentary, it's Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy, and they would write the song, and then they would have a meeting and see who needed that song. Like, because they realized that if they all worked together and fed off of each other, it would grow and get bigger and bigger, which is exactly what happened, instead of trying to just covet everything for themselves. And they ended up becoming huge. Smokey Robinson has to be so fucking rich because of all the songs that he wrote.
Is that documentary in color or just black and white?
It's in color.
Can that joke get me in trouble nowadays?
I was worried about laughing at it, so that's how worried I am.
I don't know.
Do you know this guy that died is Eric Schwartz, the comedian?
The one from Indianapolis?
He's a real skinny, bald-headed kid. I had him on the show once years ago.
He went to jail for bank robbery or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Is he a black dude, right?
No, white dude.
He died?
Oh, the one that walked off a bus and got... Wait.
I don't know. I just saw a picture right before the show with other comedians saying, I can't believe Eric died. And I was like, holy shit, because I remember he'd been on my show once, but I don't remember being that funny that time, so I don't know what he's done since.
I think, it must be the guy. Yeah. Me and, we went to buy albums, me, Florentine, and Joey Diaz, and they were talking about a comic that just died. he was, I think, maybe drunk or something, walked off a bus and got hit by a car.
Holy shit.
If that's the guy, I mean, what are the odds how many comics died in one day? And I
Yeah.
told him that's why I never take the bus. But I now I know that guy. I've met him, but I heard he I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was. Sometimes I see a guy and I don't know who he is, and I hear from you guys that he, you know.
Yeah.
How about this? Hold on, I got to bring this name up to you. I got to pull it up because I forgot already. Here it is. Joey Medina.
Oh yeah,
that's the one. What, he died?
No, he may
No.
kill himself if he could find a beam strong enough.
yeah.
So,
Oh.
Kate Quigley, you know Kate Quigley, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Kate Quigley posted on Instagram yesterday that she is finally going to do an OnlyFans, but she's not going to get naked, but she's going to do it because she's putting out all the content for free anyway. Every day she's got sexy pictures up there. She might as well make some fucking money off it. So she puts out on there that the OnlyFans is coming soon. So then Joey Medina texts her and she gets his text conversation. She puts it up. He says, "Hey girl, it's Joey Medina." So in addition to being a comic, I guess, because he was on the Latin Kings of Comedy, he also runs a video production company. So he says, "Hey girl, it's Joey Medina. I saw you're joining the rest of the world on OnlyFans. If you need dope ass sexy videos, let me know and I'll hook you up." Trying to be nice.
Yeah.
She writes back, "Remember that time you sent me a video of you jerking off? If you don't, I do, and I'll never forget that. Sweet offer though, thanks." And he wrote back, "Oh, LOL, must have been a Christmas greeting." And she wrote, "It was a big mistake. Have a nice night." And then he locked down all his social media.
Yeah. Really?
And I don't know him, but he looks like a fucking scumbag.
But why would you just send that to some stranger?
Because you think that she's a slut. I was talking about this with my wife today. My wife goes, I said, "I've never sent unsolicited dick pictures to anybody except for Bobby."
I
Bobby's
always,
the only one.
yeah. Every now, I wouldn't. I don't even. I had one years ago.
But you still have a dick, right?
Yeah, but I had it's too. It's not worth it now. I'm gonna take a pill and wait for it to work. And I had one. I took toothpaste and put 2 eyes and a nose. Used pee hole as a nose, and I had a little picture of my.
Yeah.
I had whatever. Yeah, I can't see. I don't know why people would send that shit. It's crazy. It only get you in trouble.
The only way, if you're not married or if you got a good girl you can trust, and they want a dick picture and you send it to them, that's a different story. But if you just randomly send somebody a dick picture, that's eye rape, is what that is. You're forcing them to look at your dick. Like, you ever see Bobby during the show and I send him a picture of my dick, he jumps out of the chair. He screams.
I know a guy that went on one of these dating sites or whatever, and it's going back and forth and send me pictures. He sent pictures. Next thing you know, they're blackmailing him. Say, you got to give us a couple grand, or we'll send these to your family, your grandmother, put them on. And it was just some, third world scammers. It wasn't even a girl to begin with.
No, see, I got a girl that on Facebook that hit me up, and she was like, total black girl from like Nigeria or something. And she's like, let's do sexy camera stuff. And she started taking off her clothes and playing with herself. And then the idea was she wanted me to start jerking off so she'd get me on the video. And I was on the air at the time and she had no idea. So I'm going through it all on the air. But that's their thing. So then they say, all right, now I'm going to send this to all of the people. I'd be like, fucking send it. I don't give a shit. They're not really going to send it.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, Eric Schwartz didn't die. Eric Myers died.
Oh, yeah. That's his name. Sorry, Eric Myers.
Yeah. How did he die?
I'm not sure, but I went to
Evidently
Eric
it had something to do with a bus.
Yeah.
I think that's the guy. Yeah, Eric Myers. Yeah.
I don't even know who Eric Schwartz is. I think I just fucked up the name.
No, there was a guy.
Eric Schwartz was the picture I showed.
Eric, that is the guy who died.
No.
Does he look like that guy? Because that's the picture that everybody has on there.
No, this is the guy who died.
Oh, they look similar. They look similar.
It's on Eric Schwartz's Twitter that he posted.
Oh, so Eric Myers has been on my show. Eric Schwartz has not.
Yeah, but I heard Eric Schwartz is a funny guy. Look up Indianapolis comedian bank robber.
That's the name of my next album.
He used to have a comedy club in Indianapolis. And I think he got caught robbing a bank or something.
By the way, C-Dubs, C-Dubs said, fuck Kate Quigley. OnlyFans is a desperate thing. Yes, this is a desperate time. A lot of these people, OnlyFans is where a lot of people like. OnlyFans is mostly for girls who will go there and get naked, and guys will pay them a membership fee. But I know girls buying fucking houses on OnlyFans. I know girls who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on OnlyFans. Fucking good for them, man. If you think that you can get that kind of money out of guys and guys are willing to pay you, take every fucking dime you can. And,
Yeah, I know.
And the thing with Kate is that Kate's got a huge following, not for her comedy, but because she's gorgeous. And if you can't say start a podcast because not everybody can do that. Not everybody has that kind of ability, even if they're funny on stage, to do to just sit here and ramble every night for an hour or once a week for an hour, and you don't make the same kind of money. And they have a lot of like, I think OnlyFans doesn't Big J have a show on OnlyFans? It's not a sex show or anything, but they're trying to expand it so it's not just porn. You can set up the site so that you have like a direct link with kind of like a Patreon.
I know a girl that does that, made like $20,000 a month during this.
Dude, I know.
I don't know if that's her website, but she was doing stuff on camera.
There is a girl down here who would come to all my band gigs. She was really pretty. Her and her husband would come. And then one day I was looking at porn and I saw her on there dildoing herself. And I was like, what the fuck? So I asked them and they were like, oh yeah, this is before OnlyFans. They were like, she does this on the side. She just by herself or maybe sometimes with other girls, and they make a shit ton of money. Now he doesn't fucking work anymore. They're buying a bigger house. They're constantly on vacation only because she videotapes herself dildoing a couple of times. That's the best thing ever.
I saw a story. I don't know if it was in England. I don't know if it was in England or America. I think it was America. Some lady was making $200,000 a month, 200,000 a month.
Yeah,
they're showing sexy pictures. Then the school caught wind of it and wanted to not let her daughter go to school there.
So I talked about it today. My gut feeling in that is that's fake fish. That story. That's not real.
Oh,
she's really making the money and she's really doing the page. But I don't think the school. I think she's exaggerating the story because what happened was the first time they had controversy, she went from making like $50,000 a month to $200,000 a month, and I think she found out that that's where the press comes in. That's where you go viral, and that's people are like, fuck that. I'm giving her my money just to stand up for her. I think she's doing a smart thing. I think it's just a marketing thing.
Oh. Where was she from?
California.
She was okay. I mean, it looked like she was in her 40s, so she looked,
She was okay. Yeah. I have Carmen on the show, and Carmen's pretty attractive. And if we didn't work for a conservative company, our company used to be a family company. A family used to own us. I think that she would probably do that. I don't think that she'd be dildoing, but I think she'd show a nipple every once in a while, and she would make so much fucking money doing that. And I would be all for it. So we have this woman that calls our show Crazy Patty. She is probably in her early 70s, late 60s. She just looks like somebody dressed her up in a pile of dirty laundry, and she's nuts. But she keeps trying to get me to buy her fake teeth at the dentist. And I told her, why don't you set up an OnlyFans? I'll set it up for you. We'll split it 70-30 and we'll do it. So I think I'm going to start my own OnlyFans network with just the crazy women who call my show, like the old crazy ladies.
That'd be nice to get her fake teeth, but
crazytits.com.
I have Crazy Patty and I have a girl named Dum Dum Lori. Dum Dum Lori, we used to do Dum Dum Lori's daily quiz. She has a real bad lisp and she'd call on the show every day. She used to be all fucked up on drugs and stuff. And she called up every day, and I would ask her 3 simple questions every day. And yesterday we asked her what the cereal that uses Snap, Crackle, and Pop, because I wanted to hear her say Rice Krispies. I asked her how many years in a decade, to which her answer was 360. And I asked her who the current vice president was, and she said Joe Bayou. That's Dum Dum Lori.
Yeah, but if she's mentally handicapped, you can't.
She's not mentally handicapped. She's got years of being a druggie and an alcoholic, and she's just dumb. We found out today, after like 5 years of having her on the show, that she has 2 adult daughters.
Oh my goodness.
We don't do anything with mentally handicapped people. Like we had this. I came to work one day, and there were cops there, and the cops came up to me in my car. I thought I was going to jail. I'm like, what did I do? And they're like, we have to escort you inside. I go, why? What's going on? And they're like, there's a naked lady in the lobby masturbating, and she says she's waiting for you. And I was like, this is my dream. And they were like, no. And I went in there, and she was like a 70-year-old homeless lady who thought I was her husband. And she's in a mental ward. She calls us collect from the mental ward every once in a while. But that's the person you don't. That's the person you don't. And evidently, what happened was her child died when he was young, and the trauma made her fucking lose her mind. Those are the people that you really don't want to make fun of and do stuff with. But when she calls those, sometimes she is pretty funny.
Did you find the bank robber from Indianapolis?
The one I found was this one.
No, he's black.
Jeff Lewis. Okay.
Oh, he's a bank robber too. How many comics turn bank robbers?
Yeah, that's what I was surprised.
Do you know MVP, the wrestler Mush?
Yeah.
Do you know what he did when he was in jail?
I don't know what he did. What happened? I know he was in jail.
He robbed a casino boat with a machine gun.
Get the fuck out!
I'm interviewing with him one time, and he's like an ambassador for the WWE, and I'm like, he's like, I'm just a good, I was in jail for a while, and I came out, and I'm, turned my life around. I'm at WWE now. So I was like, oh, good for you. I go, what'd you do? Drugs? He goes, no. I go, what was it? He goes, ah. Then he told the whole story. Him and a bunch of other guys got fucking Uzis, and they went and they robbed the casino boat.
How do you get your hand on a machine gun?
Oh, come on. This is Florida. I get you 1.5 hours.
Not the ones that shoot like 50 bullets a second.
I have my federal tax stamp, so I could legally buy a fully auto machine gun.
They're like $25,000, right?
No, you can buy them cheaper than that. I have an AK-47 upstairs that's not fully automatic, but it's 2 moves away from being a fully automatic gun.
Can you get an AR-15 down there?
I've got like 6 of them.
Oh shit! I want. Oh,
you can't have AR-15s up there, right? Or if you do, you can only have them like with a 5 bullet capacity. 10
bullet capacity.
I have a friend up there who I would buy the long clips for and send them up there for him because he couldn't buy them up there.
But if you get pulled over, that's all, you're going to jail.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where you buy those, you stock them up, you put them in a cooler, and you bury them in the yard somewhere so nobody ever finds them. But if the shit hits the fan, you can go get them.
Also, I heard if you drive with bullets in any clip, you can go to jail.
In New York?
In New Jersey.
Oh, see, I go in my office here in my house, and I got bullets on the carpet just laying on the floor because shit just falls everywhere. Nobody ever goes in my office. It's just, I walked in the other day and I thought, this is just insane. I mean, I got to be careful. The guns are all locked up, so there's nothing you can do with the bullets. But if you didn't know me and you walked in my house, you would be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
See a rebel flag?
Yeah, there's no rebel flag. There's no don't tread on me's in this house. We're all.
What's no don't tread on me mean? Like,
I'm not one of those I'm fighting the government kind of guys. I'm just worried about. I have watched Walking Dead, and I don't even mean for zombies. I just don't want to get it to the point where everybody's like, we're coming to steal his food. I'll just sit on my roof and just machine gun everybody down.
Oh yeah, and first one you hit is Bobby. If it's food. There's certain things like, you can't if you hang American flag, everybody thinks you're some right-wing Trump supporter. So I put a flag out, but I put a rainbow flag next to it to neutralize it.
Let's cancel each other out. Yeah,
it balances that out. Oh fuck, he's doing his act, folks. Start the car. You know what's really driving me nuts? And it's only probably $12. I went to the album store today. I bought just 2 albums. I bought Tommy James and the Shondells, and I bought Renaissance. You don't remember the band Renaissance, I bet.
If you tell me what they sang, like I love all faggy old rock, so I guarantee the music.
This lady had the best Carpet of the Sun. Hey, Mush, you find that and play a Carpet of the Sun, you'll remember the song. Then I get home and I already had one of those albums. Out of the 12 albums I had, I went all the way there, and it's only $10. I mean, next time I go, I'll bring it back. But
when you come here, there's a lot of good old vinyl stores here. We'll go. Yeah. I'll take you over there.
Here's the deal, and I don't want you to take this personally. Maybe I'll take. When I get there, I want to play. You got to hook me up with golf.
I'll hook you up with golf. I just don't want to play with you.
No,
I don't like to play.
Yeah, I don't want you either. I if you don't play, but I used to have a hookup at Innisbrook, and she doesn't work there anymore. I don't think.
Will you go with my buddy Ben? Ben is he's also a recovering addict.
Yes.
And he's super rich and he's super cool.
Yeah, of course. Why? Is he a member at Innisbrook?
He's probably a member everywhere. He plays all the time. He's got one of those like fucking $50,000 golf simulators in his house.
Oh God, yeah, I'll play. I'll play.
Maybe I'll take you there and let you use that thing.
No, I'm playing golf. I'm stuck in snow. When I get to fucking Florida, I mean, it's the end of April, so I'll already be playing here. But listen. Oh, is this the song?
Yes.
You'll know this. Jesus, the Midnight Special. Wait till you hear this girl's voice.
I'm along with down into the world of seeing. Come and you take the time to find the feeling. See everything on its own.
This is awful.
I gotta stop it every few seconds.
You're out of your fucking mind if you think she's great. And this is on TV. This isn't in a recording studio. Just hit another 30 seconds.
And you know the things that you're giving. Come into the day. Feel the sunshine walk around you.
She's pitchy. She's singing too much out of her low range. I feel like I'm at the fucking Renaissance Festival.
The show is called Renaissance.
Yeah, but I feel like there should be fairies and face painters around.
She's great. I like her voice.
You like the Carpenters?
Oh, what a good voice.
Yeah, that's what she is.
You ever hear the Carpenters song where where they're talking to aliens?
No.
Oh, this is so. Wait, hold on.
Although I got to tell you, there's something surprisingly familiar about that.
Wait, hold on. Wait, let me look up.
There's a station on XM or Sirius XM that is called like the Blend, and or something like that. I don't know if it's a blend or it's the mix or something where they just play faggy old songs, and I love that. It's my wife after like 3 songs. Like, what is it?
KFHE.
Okay, and this song is by the Carpenters, calling occupants of intercontinental. I'm telling you,
I got it right here, boss.
You do? Okay, play some of it, but you got to wait till they get to the people, the Martians talking back to them.
Back?
Yeah, it's like calling occupants of.
Right. This was the inspiration for ET. Holy shit, that's bad.
Who else made a song talking to
and let's use the most difficult words, calling occupants of interplanetary. Fuck, it's like, yo, space dude.
I was listening to Lulu yesterday. Do you remember Lulu? To Sir with Love.
Oh yeah.
She had a good voice.
Yeah, I mean, you like more of that 50s stuff.
No, it's not 50s. That's
60s,
70s, 60s, 70s.
I don't remember. It's all jumbled to me. The first music I remember from the 70s when I was a kid that was adult music was Kiss, and Kiss used to scare me. And I almost ruined my radio career at the age of 4 while running around the house with a sharp pencil as a microphone, singing "Calling Dr. Love." And I jumped up on the chair and I fucking jammed the pencil into my throat and stabbed myself in the inside of my throat. Yeah. So that was almost the end of my speaking career at the age of 4.
You were living a Kevin Meaney bit. Lulu.
Yeah.
It was a great movie, To Sir with Love, with Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
What do you call it? What the fuck? I just lost track of what I was going to say. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm useless anyhow.
That's all right. We're wrapping up anyway, Rich. This has been a solid week of broadcast, even though I was very nervous when Bobby was going to be here, but I thought it went great. Thank you for
I've
doing it all the nights.
Oh, thank you. But this is the third time I've co-hosted. Or I've never failed because, you know, when you're just talking and you don't have a game plan, it always works out. You know,
Yes.
when you have a game plan, then you got to do an audible. But we start off with an audible, so you have. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's
Does that
the
make
so I have two producers that send me material for the show. They email me at night before they go to bed a list of news stories and stuff. And then I make a note, I make a page worth of things that I want to talk about here, just like that. And then I'll come in there, start talking about the thing on my list. 2 hours into the show, we're off on 10 tangents. And next thing you know, it's 10 minutes after 10. We've gone long, and I've never opened their emails. That's when you have a good show. So
Hey, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, babe. We don't play that one.
Well, that guy nailed it. Nailed radio, guys.
He was good.
Fuck.
All right. Well, listen. Thanks for having me. Come to see me at Side Splitters, April 29th through May 1st. I'm a no-fail act. That's one thing. I fail in life, but I don't fail on stage.
I promise I will go to the show while you're here.
Oh, good.
Because a lot of times I say to the comedians, "Yeah, I'm definitely going to come on. But I will definitely come and see you.
It'll be fun. Maybe we'll have dinner.
I'd love to.
And tell your friend
Ben.
Ben and his friend Jerry. I'll play golf with them.
Have you been to Top Golf?
Yeah, you know what's great about it? We went in Vegas. Top Golf. When they opened in Jersey, they had me go down. You know, because as a celebrity or whatever, and play. But in Vegas, I took Bobby and a couple. I don't remember who else was with us. Top Golf is great if you're going out to drink and party. It's bowling for golf.
Yeah. That's all. I was just wondering because that's to me like on an afternoon. I wouldn't mind going out there, hitting a couple balls in the air conditioning and doing that. That's more my speed.
Yeah, it's Top Golf is what a smart thing to do. You know, the food is not, and it's pretty good. The food there is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like it's a legit place. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar facility, and I love the one that we have here. So we'll go. I live on TBC, so we'll get you on here and we'll get you golfing
on TPC.
Yeah.
They're TPC. Do they know who you are?
Come on.
I don't know. Maybe they just listen to music.
They may, but you know.
No, I'm sure they know Mushy.
I will drop Mush's name. The best part, one weekend, Bobby and Norton were down here, and it was Bobby, Norton, and somebody else, and Tony, my agent, and I got pulled over. I was picking Norton up. I just picked him up from the hotel, and I made a turn, and I missed the stop sign, and I got pulled over. And the cop comes to the window, and Bobby's like, "Hey, officer." And I'm like, "Oh, we're all going to go to jail." It's like, "Do you know the Mike Calta show, the most famous show on all the radio?" And then I'm just sitting there with my head down. The guy goes, "No, I'd never heard of it." And then Jim Norton's like, "What about the Opie and Anthony show? Jim Norton, have you ever heard of famous comedian Jim Norton?" And carrying on. The guy's like, "No, sorry, guys, I got nothing for you." We all bombed in the cop.
Oh, did you get a ticket?
Nah, he was cool. He just, a lot of times in those areas, they pull you over to see why the fuck you ran, and then they go, "All right, no big deal, whatever."
Oh.
They're cool.
All right. Well, listen, it's been a real treat.
I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I have to drive to West Palm. My son has hockey down there, so I'm going to be driving most of the afternoon into the night. And Bobby, of course, in Aruba. So you just look for the alerts. There may be something tomorrow. We may actually have to take a night off tomorrow. So
your son plays field hockey?
My son plays ice hockey.
Oh, ice hockey.
Yeah,
I knew that.
He's straight.
I knew that. All right. Well, listen. Be careful walking around. Don't step on a bullet.
Mush, thank you. Vos, thank you. Ladybugs, thank you. Go to youtube.com/Calta and Kelly. We're at about 3,000 and change now, which is good. Same thing on our Instagram. It's gone up. Vos will be here in April. What else you got, Rich?
What podcast was I doing yesterday where the guy tells jokes at the end and I hung up on him?
This one.
Was it this one?
Yeah.
Wait, was it? Oh, it was you guys yesterday? No, it
It was
wasn't
Tuesday.
With Joe
Tuesday.
Russell. Yeah.
Tuesday. Was he up? I hope he wasn't hurt that I hung up on him.
He killed himself. He jumped off a bus while he was.
Oh, no more of those jokes. Thank goodness. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Rich. Thank you. Mush, thank you. Fuck
Thank
Bobby's
you.
dates. If you want to see him, go to robertkellylive.com. How about that?
Okay, well, I will be at Laugh Out Loud in San Antonio with Big J. Okerson March 18th through the 20th.
Nice. Go see the Mush and Big J. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you, if not tomorrow, sometime Saturday night for the jerk off party.
Bye, guys.